What up, people? It's your boy, the host with the most. I do not brag or boast. I'm coming to you live, coast to coast. It's your boy. I'm Chris Adam One, and it seems like Vicky and Clyde White, no relation, has finally been caught. Yesterday, they were caught and found in Gary, Indiana. Basically, these two fugitives that have been on the run for the past few weeks have finally been located. The satellites done triangulated, caught their location, and now they have been caught. Now, if you've been living under a rock, allow your boy to explain. Apparently, Vicky White basically got Clyde White, once again, no relation. And by the way, food for thought, if Vicky White was Wynina Brown and she manages to escape, manages to get Jerome Brown, no relation, out of jail, I feel like these two would have been caught ages ago. These two would have been caught in a couple of hours. But since Vicky White had the precious Snow White history of Employee of the Week, month, and decade, was highly trusted on several levels and on several fronts, that's why she manages to get Clyde White out of prison. Clyde White was going in prison. He was going to rot in prison anyway for an attempted murder on his ex-wife. And Vicky White and Clyde White bonded really well in prison, had a secret special relationship, secret lover type of relationship, and she manages to expeditiously get Clyde White out of his jail cell into a squad car, ditched the squad car, had a rusty brown Ford. Never trust a Ford if you find it out and about on the streets. You know what the definition, the abbreviation of Ford. Found dead on the road. But anywho, they manages to get out of that. Got into another Ford, an F-150. And these two managed to use that vehicle until they basically try to drop off the vehicle at a car wash. And that's where they met their demise for being fugitives on the run to being the modern day Bonnie and Clyde. And we're not even talking about Beyonce and Jay-Z. These two got caught at a local car wash, and this local car wash had cameras, and they managed to find these two. And it's kind of hard for Clyde White to blend in, not because of the tattoos or anything, but the fool was about 6'9", 310 pounds. God really blessed and cursed this individual. Gave this guy 6'9" height, 310 pounds, but he had very small feet and hands. I mean, very, very, very small feet and hands. God blessed him and cursed him at the same time. But anywho, these two, after they were spotted at this local car wash, which, by the way, this was in their run on their hobo tour 2022. It started in Garysville, Alabama, then White Bluff, Tennessee, until they finally got caught in Putnam, Indiana. Okay, they were making their tour. They was making their southern run tour in Gary. They ended it in Gary's, Indiana. They was at they finally caught them at an airport, the Clearport. I believe with that type of money, they was going to try to bribe their way to a pilot near you to get them expeditiously on flight and possibly flee the country. But luckily, with the advancements of technology, plus them getting caught on camera at the car wash in Gary's, Indiana, or Jackson, Indiana, it's somewhere, some hole in the wall, southern state in Indiana. They managed to get them as far as getting them caught there, and that's when the police pounced on this. All the alphabet organizations were in on this as far as trying to get them back. You had the FBI, the CBI. You even had state and local police departments on the trail of these two fugitives, these two lovers on the run. But like I told you guys in previous live streams, it's the power of the magic stick. People are wondering, why would Vicky White give up her freedom, give up her career, her passion? And like I told you guys in other live streams, it's the power of the magic stick. Women are mesmerized by the power of the magic stick. Women, you have been there a lot. You have been there in the same situation as a Vicky White. The power of that magic stick make you do strange and crazy things, such as be late on your rent and mortgage, allow a broke brother to drive your car, run your gas, eat your groceries out of your refrigerator, take food out of your kid's mouth, all because of the power of the magic stick. But I digress. Now, during this chase, unfortunately, Vicky White lost her life due to a self-inflicting gunshot wound. And we're never going to hear the side or the story of Vicky White. We're basically going to have to hear about their story, the who, what, whens, where, and whys from Clyde White, because he manages to, even though he has a few bumps and bruises from the car crash, he is the only one salvageable in this weird Bonnie and Clyde relationship. Now, a lot of people are saying, and I alluded to that was not an accident. And also, I don't think the police department did that. I really do feel like she basically, I'm trying to pretty this up, but it's the S word. I feel like she said, look, I've been a correctional officer for many decades. I understand the procedure, and they're not going to be, if she goes to prison, she's not going to be the most popular inmate, okay? Even, it doesn't matter if you're in male prison, female prisons. Prisoners treat former correctional guards very badly in prison, and she understood that, and I felt like she took her own life, and she didn't survive those self-inflicting gunshot wounds. She later passed away at the hospital. But you can tear down them roadblocks. You can pull down Clyde White's APP. He is finally caught. He is going to a prison near you on the 4th floor, by the way. And that's where he's going to be residing for the rest of his life. Man, this was ugly from the word go. I had a feeling that eventually they were going to get caught. And yes, if you've been living under a rock, breaking news, Clyde and Vicky White have been apprehended. Unfortunately, Vicky White passed away due to a self-inflicting gunshot wound. The press is not going to tell you this, but I feel like Vicky White took her own life at hand, and she understood about her next endeavors and future. This is the same lady that sold her house for under market value. She could have gotten that. She could have gotten. She could have sold that house 3 times as much as what she actually sold. She sold it for less than 100K. I believe it was 90K. That house had an estimated value, particularly in this time we're in, where rent and mortgage is going up. One could allude to, and I read an article where she could have gotten 300K for that house. She sold it for 90K, all in cold hard keys. Okay. And look, that's what happens when you are in love with the power of the D. When the power of the D, when its special superpowers are being processed, a lot of women do a lot of crazy things for the power of that D. Okay. So they talk about this quote unquote special relationship. I feel like that was the beginning of that special relationship. They done had a lot of quiet times in that prison. And I have read a lot of articles about Vicky White. Her original husband done passed away due to cancer, and she's just a lonely woman. And and that's a great opportunity for a lot of inmates out there, particularly if they know your backstory, particularly if they know your life, that you're not happy, when you're at home, or when you're dealing with breakups in relationships, or when you're dealing with deaths in the family. That's when you're most vulnerable to, do or commit crazy acts and schemes such as this. And like I said, we're never going to know her side of the story, because unfortunately she lost her life. And we're basically going to have to get all our information from what the data that they gathered from start to finish, but also the inmate himself, Clyde White. It's gonna be one crazy story, and like I told you guys in the last live stream, Hollywood is going to pounce on this story, and they're gonna make this into some type of dark comedy type movie or a drama type movie. Hollywood is known for taking real life situations. If it's entertaining, funny, or you can learn something from it, Hollywood is definitely going to squeeze this story and make a quick buck off of it. Because Hollywood, as of right now, only thing that's popping in Hollywood right now is remakes from the 80s and 90s, sequels, and Marvel films. Okay, not in that particular order, but you get the gist of what I'm saying. All right, Hollywood is really struggling for some original IPs right about now. But like I said, I'm sorry for the woman passing, and I also felt sorry for her in this run. But it's the power of that D, and if you catch the person when they're most vulnerable, they're going to do things like this. Okay, and unfortunately, she lost her life, and they did apprehend Clyde White, Cletus White, Ernest White, okay, Ernestine White. The country dude, the country bunkin with the Land of Dixie tattoos on his back. This guy was easily identified. Okay, it would have been nearly impossible. Even Tom Cruise mission impossible could not expedite this guy out of the country. This guy is easily recognizable. He's internationally known. The guy was cursed and blessed at the same time by the Lord Almighty. This guy was 300 pounds, about 6'9", 6'10", depending on which convenient gas store he's leaving in and out of. But he had very small feet and very small hands. Okay, not going to be the best catcher of the ball in NBA or the NFL. And look, they finally got a criminal off the street. Rest assured, the Alabama Police Department finally, after days, almost been a couple of weeks of embarrassment, they finally apprehend this guy, and this guy is heading back to Alabama. I'm going back to Alabama. This man is going right back to Alabama and finish, and he's never going to see the light of day, okay? With the attempted murder charge that he was already going to prison for in the first place. Now they're going to tag along kidnapping. They're going to tag along a lot of things. And if his story is not convincing, they might say that he coerced and kidnapped Vicky White, because Vicky White can't tell her side of the story because she's in heaven with the Lord Almighty, so you can't interview her. So they're going to have to base their findings from the people they have communicated with. You knew they had to communicate to some people, and I felt like they got help at that prison. So it's going to be a couple of prison officials, as well as maybe a few guards being prosecuted. And they're going to be expeditiously going to a jail cell near you, unless they can prove their innocence. Maybe they got coerced. Maybe they've been bamboozled, fooled, ran astray because of Vicky White. Because like I said, if you look at Vicky White, this lady was well decorated in that profession. She had numerous Employee of the Month, Decade, and Universe. She, highly trustable and credible. But like I said earlier in this live stream, and as in other live streams, if Vicky White was Juanita Brown, I don't think Juanita Brown would even made it past the prison. Okay, it's just it's not because she's been decorated, well respected, and a model citizen. It's just the fact that she really blended in that police department, if you dig what I'm saying. But if Vicky White was Juanita Brown, this would have been nipped in the butt before she can even extradite Jerome Brown out of the facilities. Okay. But yeah, that's all I got for this. Guys, tell me what you think. Rate, comment, subscribe. It's your boy, the host with the most. I do not brag or boast. I'm coming to you live, coast to coast. Please get familiar and hit that subscription bell, the notification bell. Share this content with your friends, family, and followers. It's your boy. I'm up out of here. Deuces, people. Deuces. I'm out.